Wow.
The question.
Whoa. Sheesh.
Hi, this is Lucy and this is?
Hi, I'm Elliot.
So thank you so much for accepting to talk with me today. It's really nice of you.
Yeah.
All right. So I have thought-provoking questions on my sign.
I thought it was a really good way of getting people here. That sign is very it drew me in, so good on you.
The first thought-provoking question is, what do you think about the phrase, with great power comes great responsibility?
I think that's a really good question. I think there is great responsibility and great power. There are all these people, politicians, people with money. Money is power in many people's eyes, and with that, I mean, there's a lot of responsibility there for this earth, and there are people that don't really have much money at all, and they're just kind of living their life, not really affecting too much change on other people. I don't know. This is a good question. I don't really have much of an answer, to be honest.
That's great. I mean, it's fair enough. Would you say, for example, physical strength or intellectual capabilities could count?
Definitely, yeah. Power in terms of physical strength. I mean, that's something for like all people, having that confidence in your body, whether it be through like martial arts or going to the gym or running, like that capability of like knowing that you're strong enough to do this thing. And especially our animal mindset of like coming across someone and like being like, I don't know, this happens to me sometimes. Could I take them if I needed to? And that's something, and you said intelligence is a big thing, like having the ability to talk to people and for people to like you and to be able to teach people things. It feels so good. It's very rare for me, but when I can teach someone something, it feels so good.
Yeah, and of course, there is a lot of responsibility, right, in teaching, for sure, yeah. Okay.
For sure.
All right.
Sure.
Would you say that this phrase would apply to the relationship between an adult and a child? For example, like, would you say that the adult has more power than the child?
Yeah. I would say so. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of responsibility for an adult. You're cultivating this child who's going to be in the world, and I mean, yeah, it's important to, I mean, you're going to give them the values that you were learned, and hopefully you learned some new things throughout your life that maybe you're like, oh, this is better maybe than how I was taught. Let me teach my son or daughter or whatever this new way that I've learned through watching and experiencing life. There's a lot of power in being a adult, and you need to think that before you become an adult and before you become a parent, I mean.
What is the bare minimum? Do you, like, if an adult is with a child and it's their responsibility, like a babysitter or a parent, what is the bare minimum we expect from that parent or babysitter?
Wow.
I mean, what would you expect personally?
I'd expect someone there to talk to from time to time when they're not working, if they're not too tired, just like a little bit every once in a while. I'd expect one or two parents that are sound enough not to be like a tree trunk in a way, to be like stable, but like have those leaves that are flittering. So sometimes there's something going on. For the most part, they're stable though, and you can trust your parent and someone you look up to. I don't know, that's bare minimum to me almost. There's so much more that a parent should and can do. But I don't know, there's probably a lower barrier and a lot of people have seen a much lower barrier and have done great things.
So basically you said we need to trust them, we need to have enough food, we basically need to be safe, right?
Yes.
Keep them alive.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Oh.
Bare minimum, like the bare of the bare.
I think we're both alive, so our parents got us here
Yeah.
to being alive.
So this is gonna be getting a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
All right. Are you still feeling good?
Yes.
I just want you to feel good and okay. All right. Okay. So my next question is like a touchy one, but I really get it because I used to do it for a long time as well. Do you eat or purchase animal bodies or their secretions, like cows, fish, wearing leather, things like that?
I eat meat, yes. Yeah.
Would it be okay if I show you a 3-minute video on the standard practices in animal agriculture?
I've been wanting to have this happen for a while, to like watch one of these videos, because yeah, I don't know, I like the protein I get. I'm a skinny guy, but I kind of have a fast metabolism, so I do need to eat quite a bit. And I find that just eating meat gives me the protein and calories I need easily. And I just don't know I don't have the understanding of ways to get that through like nuts or beans or whatever as easily and readily. And right now I'm on the road. I've been on the road for 3 months, so it's kind of just doing some ground beef with rice or pasta is just an easy thing to do. But I'm willing.
Awesome. Sweet.
It's pretty bad.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sitting through that. How did that make you feel watching this?
Felt bad. I normally don't have as much empathy for or sympathy for animals as I'd want, but that was just horrific. And yeah, it's not good.
I just want to make sure that because I didn't say that really, and it was more at the end of the video that was said all of these practices are like standard and they're all legal and common, and a lot of them are considered humane, like the grinding of chicks, things like that is considered humane. All right, what do you think the animals feel? The question.
Whoa.
I don't know. I think that they're obviously screaming. I mean, I hear them screaming and shrieking, so they're obviously feeling pain, emotional pain, physical pain, all the types of pain. And yeah, because we're the dominant species, we just don't really care for them, and they provide us with their nutrients and their meat and milk and whatever. And yeah, it just makes me think about those workers that are doing it, like how messed up their minds probably get doing that day after day after day. And I mean, I'm someone who's eating meats, and why am I not messed up too? I just don't think about that side of it, and that helps me to be able to continue what I'm doing. But if I was probably given this material day after day, I probably would think twice the next time I got a burger or something. They don't like it. They're literally getting ripped from their kids. You're talking about adults, and I see some kind of webbing between, you're talking about human parents and kids, and then we're talking about these pigs, and they're taking away, their kids are taken away from them, and they're like in these cages, and the only way their kids can be with them is if they're in the cage and they're getting the nipples through the cage, and it's just like grotesque, the systems in place. And yeah. How do we get meat without doing that?
All right. My next was then I would ask you, how do you humanely kill someone who doesn't want to die?
Who doesn't want to die? Humanely kill someone who doesn't want to die? I don't know if there's an answer to that. I don't think you can. I mean, an example, I was on a hike this morning, and I saw this like little beetle thing that was on its back, and I kept trying to flip it over, but it just kept getting onto its back over and over many times. And at some point I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, I think I am just gonna kill you, because it just seems like this is a tough life you're living. So I just got it with a rock, and I felt bad doing it, but I'm like, it's not, maybe it was feeling pain, maybe it wasn't the right thing to do, but I don't know if there's a right answer to that. I don't think anyone who doesn't want to die should die. Unless, if you were what? Unless it's like old age or something. And there are ways that people die and it's not their fault, but.
And you were doing it because you thought that was the best thing in the beetle's interest, right?
Yeah, maybe it wasn't.
But it's like, that's a different discussion, right? I would say.
Yeah, different discussion.
If one of these animals could speak to you and understood what you said, and they asked you why is this happening to me, what would you say to them?
Because humans are beings that take advantage of other beings when they can. Like, that's what we're here for. That's how we got to America. That's how we did and created all these cities and all these places. We did it by pillaging territories and killing, and we're taking advantage of you because we don't think you have nearly as much value as us. Because I can't describe it that well, but that's a great
That was
question.
very good response.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, if aliens were farming you and you asked them why are you farming me, and you asked them the same question, and they said what you just answered, what would be your response? How would you feel about that?
Well, I'd want to know what they get out of us. Like, we get this meat. I mean, well, if they're getting meat from us and they like our meat, I mean, it's just hypocritical, really, to say anything to them just because we're doing this to the animals. But I would probably give them some mushrooms and be like, take this and let's see how this makes you feel. And I think that they'd probably be better beings if they introduced that psychedelic into their system.
That's a funny answer.
Yeah.
Do you think we need to do this to animals to be healthy? Do we need to eat animal bodies or secretions to be healthy?
I think there are a lot of positives to eating meat, like especially when you're like hunting it yourself. Like, you can get this deer and you hunted it, and then you have meat for a year or whatever, the few months, and you can just be taking in this good source of protein and minerals and vitamins, whatever's in there, omegas. I don't know exactly. That's fish, but I think that there are many benefits of eating meat, but it's good to eat other things too.
Do you think we need it to be healthy? Like, because you said that it's good for us. Do you think we need it to be healthy?
I know a lot of people I'm from Santa Cruz, and people are like, "Oh, you're from Santa Cruz? Are you a vegan?" So I know many vegans out there, and they appear to be really healthy. So I don't think that's true. I think you don't need to eat meat, but I personally eat meat, so for me it's healthy.
All right, something that's pretty good to know, because it's one thing to kind of know vegans and they appear healthy, right? But we don't really we're like, well, maybe we need some more hard evidence, right? So something that's good to know is the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, which is like one of the biggest groups of nutritionists in the world. I think it is the biggest.
Yeah.
They've stated that a well-planned vegan diet is suitable for all ages, pregnancies, and athletes. And also, I don't know if you've heard about the documentary Game Changers. It's basically this documentary that features plant-based athletes, basically vegan, and there are athletes that just go plant-based for the results. For example, runners, bodybuilders, and things like that. People like that. So like a lot of people I talk with, think, well, it's not necessarily possible. But and so there are people like me and you who have fast metabolisms that are careful about the calorie intake.
Yeah.
And really, you can totally do that on a vegan diet. It's all about like having the right amount of calories. And once you kind of figure that out, and it's just a weird transition, but once you figure that out, you're ready to go. My husband too, he's like, he has a very fast metabolism. He has a hard time keeping weight, but he just has to eat enough.
Is he skinny like me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, now he's okay because he's careful, but if he skips like breakfast, often screwed. So.
I can't skip breakfast. If I do, I'm starving, and my thing, people say, have you heard hangry before?
My thing about vegans is they tend to be, I don't know, they seem to me permanently hangry.
Yeah.
I'm anxious. When I'm hungry, I get really anxious. So,
for example, like things that are high calorie would be beans or even tofu, like vegan, alternatives like this tend to be good. There's, nuts and things like that. Is that the only thing about the health aspect that was worrying you, or?
in terms of eating meat, It tastes so good. Come on. If it's prepared right, I'd do it well. It's like it just brings me a lot of endorphin. It just, I don't know, a lot of these chemicals that just make me feel good, and that's a big part of it too. It's easy to prepare for me. I know how to do it. It can be fairly fast.
I really understand the food thing because I'm a foodie. I love, before I went vegan, I was really into chicken. I loved chicken and I loved cheese. I was addicted to cheese. And I'm a French person, so it was very intense. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I really get that, and it's very important to me to eat delicious food like every day. So I really get that. Have you ever had like vegan dishes that you loved?
Definitely.
Basically everything you can have, like every non-vegan food you eat, like normal foods, like mac and cheese, pizza, like spaghetti, name it really. I eat it, but I veganize it, and so often it usually it tastes very similar or even the same. I have a more challenging question: is taste pleasure more important to you than the life of an animal?
Sheesh. Packing a punch there. I guess so. That's all I can say. I guess so. I'm sorry. As of now, I mean, I don't know if it's just that one component that is matching up to these other things. I think there's a lot more than just the taste. That adding, just saying the taste, I would say no.
Okay.
But it's more than that.
All right. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
What are other things that are kind of like preventing you from living vegan?
Probably being told to be a vegan by people.
Why?
I'm my own man, okay? Mom, don't tell me not to smoke cigarettes. I'm gonna smoke a pack. I'm joking. I don't know. I just don't have the experience. I was raised, let's say someone's raised as a Republican. They don't know the other ways. I was raised as this meat eater. I don't know the other ways. If I was in a household that was vegan from my jump, I would probably be a vegan right now. So, yeah.
Is it like the emotional kind of support, or is it more like someone to help you figure things out?
Probably the second one. Figure it out.
I really get that because I mean it's very daunting for a lot of people to even think about it because it's a lifestyle. It's a different lifestyle.
Yeah.
So there's something funny that happens when before you kind of like consider going vegan. You think this is impossible, this lifestyle is just completely impossible, but then when you actually have done the transition after a few days or something, and you figured out, especially your why is strong, you know, and you know why you're doing it and it's worth it because, you know, the animals are suffering and things like that. It's so, like, the practical aspects are really easy. What tends to be the hardest part for people is knowing what's happening to animals a lot. That can be really tricky. I just have one more question for you, all right? So if the roles were reversed and you were one of these animals, right? How quickly would you want you to stop funding this industry?
Let's do it right now, baby. Let's do it right now.
Will you like try living vegan? Like, you know, giving it a try?
I might try for my meal right now, but that's all I can promise for now.
We said before, you know, it's easy at the store to be really disconnected from what's happening, right? And so
Definitely, you're right.
something that can be helpful is that every time, you know, that we buy or eat these things, we know that there's an individual at the other end of that was exploited and killed on our behalf, right? Which is a hard thought, right? But it is the reality, unfortunately. So yeah, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for talking with me.
I wanted to say one more thing. I have a question. I was just in Canada, and I smoke American spirits from time to time. And so we get them here, and the packaging is so beautiful in the States. But in Canada, they have it, and it's so nasty looking. It's like older women in the hole, and just like all of them is just like they're cancerous looking all over the packaging. Do you think that could be something that they could do on meat packaging in the future, like that's mandatory?
What do you think? Would that be effective to you? Like if people saw that, would they still buy it?
What do you think? I mean, you're already doing it.
I mean, I would love
You
that, of
talk to
course.
people more than me. You would love that, eh?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. You think that's something that is possible, that could maybe be passed ever?
I think it's way too early for that to happen, but I think in the future it will definitely happen if we survive the apocalypse of the environment. And also, it's like animal agriculture is one of the leading causes of environmental destruction and climate change. So, you know, it helps with that as well.
Yeah, look, it's a pretty sad day today. It looks kind of apocalyptic. Like,
thank you so much.
of course.
Your open mind and everything.
Yeah, that was so fun, so lovely. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome. All right.
Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and see you in the next video.
Thank you.